We're ready to go sooner rather than later.
Sounds good.
Well, according to the light, we are going. So places, people. It's kill the domes. There you go. That's a very FunHouse podcast. A very FunHouse Christmas podcast. That's what I'm missing.
I'm gonna put the fireplace channel on my phone.
Oh, we have that. We got to do that.
The DVD.
Yeah, we have a DVD that's just fireplace or lava lamp or fish tank. So yeah, remind me about that. Tom Konopka's here. Chad Shank is here. Chaille's here. And in the background, we have our over-serving bartender. Every time we podcast, I go, I can't believe... I think that I drink more out of nerves. I'm like, I'm not nervous on the podcast. Tracy's pouring the fucking drinks. I've been in bed at 9:30 at the latest every day this week. Bingo and I have turned into early risers. I get up and go, oh, it's not 6 yet. I could go to Safeway now, but it's not 6 yet. It's 4:36. Kenny's here. Throwing no money after good, sitting on his phone.
Playing chess.
Oh, you're playing chess. Oh, Kenny's a chess player.
For chips.
Yeah, international.
Like, if you saw Kenny in that rig, he's got the knit cap, the winter knit longshoreman cap over his Bengals baseball hat.
Yeah.
You look like such a detriment to society. Like, if you moved in and I didn't know you next door, I would have Officer Bob Friendly doing drive-bys 5, 6, 10 times a day. And now you get done playing golf or badminton, and then you go to your secret slot machine at an unnamed bar in a back room, and then you come over and you play chess on your phone. That's how you're social. Jet Lacey's here.
Jet.
Follow him at Jet Lacey with an... Oh, Boozkowski, sorry.
Yeah.
Jet Lacey is the name you see. It's at Boozkowski.
The Twitter name is Jet Lacey, right?
No, the Twitter name is at Boozkowski.
Yeah, bald head inside
I thought
a
the
lot
Twitter
of
address
weed.
is at Boozkowski.
Yeah, that's
The name, though, associated is
all right,
Jet, yeah.
He's a lot larger in life.
He is larger in life.
He brought mixers. We needed mixers desperately here.
Oh, that's why he brought that up. He brought that up. I didn't know what he's talking about, and I just nodded and said, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, it's a few days before Christmas. Parents are leaving. Bingo's parents. Gonna leave us in charge of the girl. Bingo's here.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your hair done. For the first time in 5, 6 weeks.
And you look marvelous, darling.
Yes.
They find any
Really
more
do. It looks
staples
great,
when
Bingo.
she was brushing it out?
The last staple.
But there's a hole.
They took the last staple out, but there's a hole. There's a mic for you if you want to just...
please.
You don't have to talk, but if you want to sit over there. You're waiting
Oh,
for the vodka.
There's none here.
Yeah, we're
We
a
ain't got
little
no
light
vodka.
on vodka. Thank you, at Sal Volcano of the Impractical Jokers.
Oh, God, we love stuff.
We're gonna do. We opened the first box. It was that platinum vodka. Went through a few bottles, and I went, we have our own vodka. Let's use our own vodka. And on Christmas morning, whatever that hour might be, we're gonna Periscope us opening all the boxes of vodka, because we have. I don't know how many boxes and how many boxes. Like, if a case is 6 bottles, I'm sure some of those are 3, so 2 boxes might be 1 case. Anyway, I'll send you a picture. Christmas morning,
Yeah,
FunHouse morning. We're in the FunHouse time zone.
Oh, my God.
And we'll all sit around and Periscope us opening the gifts, which will all be vodka.
There's 13 and a half boxes.
13
Is
and
it
a
that
half.
many now?
There's one that's a small
With
bottle. It might
today's
be
load?
just 2 bottles. Oh, and then the 2 bottles that
The
are
two
wrapped.
Lucy's.
Well, some guy sent me, because to send alcohol, I guess it's a bit of a pain in the ass. You have to send it FedEx, and there has to be someone here with ID to sign for it that's over 21 and not
Inebriated.
not visibly intoxicated.
Visibly.
Yeah, Tom picked up on the rules when
Yeah.
he signed for the first box.
I'm good during the day. At night, anything goes.
Yeah. So Tom was our sober signer for FedEx. But some guy, I wrote his name down. Liam. Where's he from? Liam. Not Rochester. No, he's from the UK. And he sent 2 bottles, not associated with the whole Sal Volcano vodka thing, of Buckfast, which Buckfast is like the UK version of Mad Dog. It's like a hobo drink, but it's spiked. It's made by Benedictine priests, but spiked with so much caffeine. Oh, what was this shit they made? Four Loko? Kenny would know.
Loco.
Four Loko. Yeah. It's fortified caffeine booze.
Kill you in a can?
Kill you in a can, says
In a
Kenny.
can. There you go.
Whatever you do, don't fucking come over here and talk on a mic. Just keep playing chess.
Really? Yeah. Kenny hates playing chess on the phone alone at home. He likes an audience. So you didn't have to come over.
You can play chess silently there, but when you look up, you can just speak into the mic.
So this
Thank
shit.
you.
Well, at first I said, we'll give this to Kenny because again, you fit the mold of a guy who would drink Buckfast, but you don't really drink that much. So I thought it's a scourge. I wish I kept the letter, but there's so much mail for bingo here. We can't keep shit straight.
Hey, does the Buckfast?
She's bigger than the Beatles right now.
She is definitely bigger than
the
Beatles.
Buckfast.
That
Is
a
it
fact.
made to look like comical or like dudes with like the MF
He
guys?
wrapped it in bubble wrap with duct tape, and I didn't even bother to open the bottles once I read that it was Buckfast. I don't know what it looks like. We thought we'd drop this off at Tin Town, the homeless shelter, on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
For someone. Who's the Buckfast guy in town, Kenny? Like, who would be the person that drinks Buckfast that we could re-gift this to?
Luciano. He's an old Mexican guy. Probably find
Lucky
him.
Luciano is a Mexican guy. Huh?
You can probably find him at Safeway.
It happens. It's possible.
Unlucky Luciano.
Possible. Yeah, this is unlucky.
Got this
Unlucky
name, and
Luciano.
I'm Mexican.
Wait, not behind Safeway, right? Because I think they
No,
shot that.
not
Mexican
anymore.
guy already.
Yeah, we drove
No,
right past the
wasn't
body
him.
today.
Yeah, we'll lift a glass to Crazy Carlos.
So Buckfast is really serious drinking and not like it's not like a Joe Camel product where they're trying to get the kids and the ex gamers.
No. He said in the letter. He said he explained this fortified wine with too much caffeine, and it's made by Benedictine priests, and it's also a social scourge in Glasgow, where that's like Four Loko drinkers.
You had me at fortified wine.
Yeah.
So it's a wine product.
Benedict.
yeah, it's wine with caffeine.
Give it to Cedric and Betty.
Fuck it, we gotta open
Keep
it
them
up.
up all night.
Yeah, next poker game.
Gotta see at least what one of them looks like or tastes like. It's gotta be fucking great.
You can have at it.
Have at it.
It's all yours.
Have at it. all
It's
you
gotta
want.
be
I'll do shots.
fucking great. I drank it.
Yeah. Benedictine months of caffeine.
I remember drinking King Cobras for the first
Oh my
time when I was
God.
18 in
Malt liquor?
Hollywood.
Cobra.
And in the big cans.
Yeah.
And back then I was a 3-beer drunk, and I drank 2 of the big cans, and that's when I got my moped stolen 'cause I passed out on a sidewalk out in front of a restaurant, sleeping there at dinner hour. Yeah, that was, so it's like that, I guess.
Yeah.
With the caffeine, you wouldn't have fell asleep next to your moped.
No.
Yeah. You wake up doing Benedictine
Well, this
champs.
is this is different. That's just heavy alcohol.
Yeah.
This has caffeine to keep you up drinking.
It's amazing what a bottle of malt liquor will do to you.
It always seems like I haven't had malt liquor in a while, and then it's you know
Gone.
why? Yeah.
Yeah, they regret the next morning.
You don't even remember the night before into the next
Yeah,
morning half
exactly.
the time. At least I don't.
No, it's
One bottle, I'm done.
Next thing you know, you're rapping.
Not even rapping. Rapping to some Mexicans in a lowrider going, hey, I'll get in the car with y'all. Oh, yeah. Not good.
JT Habersat sent a
here.
Christmas package. Hey, well, go ahead, open gifts.
Yeah,
It's a
cool.
very FunHouse Christmas.
Thanks, JT. JT just tweeted me today that he watched the Christmas Horror Story and liked it.
The one you recommended on the
yeah,
last
a lot of
podcast.
people are
Yeah,
jumping all
so-
over that.
Hey, Kenny, while he's opening that, why don't you text Derrick that he has a present here from JT? Was it Reverend Derrick? This is to Just Jen, who's not present but will be.
So what did JT get you, Chad?
JT sent me Supernatural Serial Killers. Chilling cases of paranormal, bloodlust, and deranged fantasy.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds real good.
He was never much of a reader until now.
Always been a reader.
I got a book that's more of a pamphlet, but it's UFOs and Marilyn Monroe, something like that. It really, you could flip through it probably 15, 20 minutes. So yeah, right on, nailed it. Yeah.
Those are the kind that I'm looking for audiobooks.
Yeah.
Just take me a minute.
But I'll give it to you after I'm done flipping through it, and maybe you can hit them up. It wouldn't take long to do an audio.
Anyone else? Don't you have gifts you want to open on the air?
No, that was the one I opened. Those were from Tracy's parents. Yeah.
Oh, so you were already. He sent me a. Fuck. He sent me a book that I'm actually trying to read. It's in my backpack. You saw it today.
I saw it last night.
TSOL is the guy.
TSOL is Jack Grisham.
Jack Grisham.
Yeah.
Which I just finished Keith Morris's book, who is the original lead singer
Black Flag.
for Black Flag, and then started the Circle Jerks. So yeah, I guess I'm going down that road until I get to Norm Macdonald.
It's still on the shelf.
It was on the top of my list, but I read. Well, I got to write a book is the point. So I've been reading stuff. Like that's why I went to I want to just the next book has to be like fucking hard road stories. The fluffy mother thing. Yeah, we sold it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud I did it, but I had to avoid every time I'd go down a path. I go, no, I got to stick with a theme and a through line. All right, this one has to be. So I've been doing a lot of punk rock and roll stuff to fire the flame.
Fuck yeah, raw Stanhope. Absolutely.
Well, a lot of this stuff, you hear their story, and and then one night, and you go, fuck, that reminds me of the time we did this. And I sit there with a notebook, and then we'll whittle down the stories to the best. So right now I'm in a lot of 80s, 70s, 80s punk rock shit. And, I'll just say this. Nothing sucks worse than a 285-page book about someone's punk rock disaster life where they get sober at page 175. You're like, no, I'm still going to have to do the last 110.
Was that the Keith Morris?
Yeah, that was Keith Morris. Good book.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a lot of shit.
That's kind of like his career. At about page 170.
At one point,
been the same
he says,
since then.
and I guess this is very punk rock, but at one point he says, just like anything else, drugs or alcohol, you can get addicted to money. I was making almost $40,000 a year. Wow. But that's how
in 1981 punk band. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't give any timeline throughout. Yeah. So he goes, and then we signed a thing, and I go, well, when? Like in relation to when you started this band, there's never a year or rarely a year. So at some point he says towards the end, and I've been sober for 20 years and I never relapsed. So the last 100 pages were 2 decades. Well, of course you glossed over those because you have no good stories.
Exactly.
From That's 2 funny. Sober decades. First decade, yeah, I could fill a whole book with this.
But then you jumped ship to the TSOL.
Well, I started with John Doe's book, but it's written by a bunch of different people. It's about the beginning era. So I did like 30 pages of that, and I go, I want something that has a whole arc.
John Doe from X.
Yeah. It's almost like when I would watch comedy when I was new to it, or anytime I needed to be inspired. You can watch someone great and get inspired. Like, I want to be that good. I got to really, dig in. I'm not doing enough work. You watch Dave Attell, who has 5 punchlines in one joke.
Yeah, incredible.
And you go, fuck, I got to work harder. Like, why do I not have an obscure reference for this? Why am I just using the, what?
Push-ups tomorrow. Get up in the morning, do push-ups, then brush my teeth.
What's okay? Jimmy Hoffa. Why did I say Jimmy Hoffa? That's the only reference. Or Ansel Adams for a photographer. That's your go-to. Why don't you use a little more effort? Dig deeper.
Yeah.
Or you watch someone who's really popular that sucks. If you feel bad about yourself, if you're in a negative place, all right, why don't I watch Trevor Noah's first Showtime special before he took over the Daily Show, and you go, I'm fine. Don't beat yourself up. So,
No more push-ups.
No more push-ups.
No more push-ups for you.
So yeah, I'm trying to read stuff that are push-ups, and get some good shit. Thank you, Ben from DeCapo Press. I told him, I go, send me something that inspires me, because right now, after all this bullshit, my head is so far from creative. I need to dig into some books, and yeah, I'm starting to fill some shit up. Unfortunately, I have a March deadline.
Oh, fuck.
I have to have this written in 2 months. I'm not counting. I'm taking out for playoffs and Super Bowl. I'll get it done. I'm good under pressure, and occasionally
are.
people drop off something to keep you awake.
Yeah. Box after box.
It's been since night shift that I've even done Adderall.
No, we did like a half of one here once since then.
I did a quarter. You did a half.
Yeah.
I did a quarter. Whatever you do, I take half of what you're doing. I'll be fine.
Yeah, that was the last time I did it. Because that's the last I had.
Tom settling in.
Yeah.
Went to the eye doctor.
Yeah, I did go to the eye doctor, and yeah. Maybe I'll be able to see in another 3 weeks.
Or once you get insurance.
Yeah, once I get fully
He
stocked.
came in, he goes, yeah, I can't drive right now. My one eye's fucked, and the other one might be fucked. Could be glaucoma, could be cataracts. Maybe I just need contact lenses.
Smoke more weed.
So he went to the eye doctor. Yep, cataract in one eye.
Yeah, cataract in one eye.
Another one developing.
Yeah. Well, if
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon to a theater near you. Well, the last thing I see are the Bisbee Mountains. I go out picturesque. Right?
Always positive, this
Always
guy.
positive, this guy.
They will recommend marijuana for the glaucoma, though.
I was pushing for it. He didn't give that to me.
They should.
Yeah.
Did you push
Yeah,
for
you
it?
can't push
No,
for it. That's-
I'm being facetious. No, I had high pressure in the eye, but it's not glaucoma. Not at that level of pressure. So
Yeah, this is
great doctor,
he is great. Phillips
Stephen Phillips.
in Sierra Vista.
Yeah, great
Stephen
doctor.
Phillips.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. Great man.
The guy we went to before that was this guy that had just bought all these newfangled state of the art machines, and
Yeah,
I just want to get the fuck out of there. Just give me my prescription.
yeah.
I go so rarely, and when I do go, I stock up on contact lenses because your prescription changes negligibly over the years. Maybe you have to go up another quarter. Well, I'll know that. By the way, I'm a little bit more fuzzy. But by law, is every year they can't give you more contacts if it's been more than a year.
No.
Even though my fucking prescription hasn't changed in fucking 10 years.
Don't I remember you telling me, though, that you just wear the fucking, like, disposable contacts
endlessly.
for
Yeah, for
months?
He keeps them in for
years?
months.
8 months a year.
He said to me.
Just,
I
yeah.
never take them
Never
out.
take
I
'em out.
rarely put drops in them.
Blinks and it's like blowing dust off a book.
So great.
Yeah.
And then
That's
you
the
lose
point.
one.
And I still have no fucking problem. So why do I have to go give you more money? And this douchebag, the old one, not Stephen Phillips, who's great.
Great
The
guy.
guy I went to before that in Sierra Vista, he was just bragging about all this machinery and and I'm trying to be passive aggressively polite in that I don't need that. Well, this is going to test you for glaucoma, and then he says that I have a predilection or whatever the word is. Like I might get glaucoma. I'm more than likely than other people to get glaucoma after he does this test on his newfangled machine he's all proud of, like it's a fucking gull wing in his fucking driveway. He's gonna show up. And so I said, oh well, if I am predetermined to get glaucoma,
Predisposed.
Predisposed is what I was looking for. I said, what do I do? He goes, there's nothing you can do. I go, why the fuck did you tell me then? So now I just have an unnecessary another worry in my life.
Yeah, more anxiety.
Yeah.
Thanks, pal.
you fucking dick. It's like the dentist. I've talked about this before where I have to, every like third exam, I have to get x-rays. And you're a fucking hairdresser to me. Just clean the teeth that show to the public. I don't care about, because you had periodontal disease and that never goes away. Oh, like alcoholism? It never goes. Just clean my fucking teeth like you did Bingo's hair and do what I paid you to do. Well, we have to. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I always see the dentist as a metaphor for my entire life when I go there, because they're always like, you have the best dentition of anybody we've seen all month. And they'll praise me. They're like, do you floss? You must floss. And I'm like, I barely brush. I don't do anything at all.
I eat an apple. I feel like I do a lot of work.
I brushed my teeth today because I knew I was coming here, but I can't tell you the last time I did it. And it's kind of a metaphor for everything. And just fucking...
All your other patients eat Junior Mints right before they come in.
It's horrible.
Fucking Junior Mints.
And the professional looked at your mouth and said, what are you doing? You were doing everything right.
It just seems to me like I'm like a bullshit artist. Like
Yeah.
I used to just fucking tell
They should be
people.
able to tell by looking at your mouth. Dude, listen, unless you take this seriously, I can't be back in my chair.
Yeah,
It's like, motherfucker.
It's like when I go for a job interview for a management position and they're like, you are so overqualified for this. I'm like, fucking don't know me at all.
I Wikipedia'd the title that I'm applying for right before I got here.
What was amazing is that the doctor then said, he said, well, your good eye is the exact same prescription as Doug's.
Which is a huge HIPAA violation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like that he did cross that boundary because when he said that, he gave him a contact lens in that prescription, that a trial, and see how this works.
Oh.
But when Tom told me that, I go, well, fuck, I got glasses, because Tom's like, I'd rather have glasses. Maybe I should look into that. I said, well, if he told you you get the same script as I do, it's like when Chad Shank was dumbing up the VA to get meds for Bingo that weren't covered under her insurance. He'd say he needed them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you need glasses? Now I know. Now you get some spare glasses that I only use the 3 days out of the year I take my contacts out because they went hinky on me and there's a piece of gravel in one.
I thought you were going to share contacts. That's cute.
I only need one contact.
Hey, Doug, you got a left.
Your good eye is the opposite of my good eye.
Perfect.
Together we're blind.
It's like a buddy TV show.
I got a letter from the IRS. Let me borrow your left eye.
As so yeah, if you've dealt with cataracts, I don't know if Tom, do you even use your email? Do you want people emailing you? Just email
I
me
can.
if you have.
No, I do.
Do you want people to bother you?
No. Is that quick
I was
enough?
talking to Chad about this before we started, and I wrote a couple down. I used to try to get back to as many emails as possible. That's out the window. I'm like 4,000 deep in emails now. I'm never gonna fucking get to them. But the problem is sometimes you think, oh, hey, this person's reaching out, and you're in a soft mood, and you go, after all the shit everyone did for Bingo, and just stacks of cards and letters and gifts.
Pam, who we met at the thing, who we just befriended, who had it makes you think of people like that. You know? Right? Like that's a person.
I should like when someone replies to me. I remember when I just write to an author after I read the book, and I go, hey, they're on Twitter, and just say, hey, I loved your book, and then when they wrote back, I'd go, hey, honey, this book I read in Costa Rica, the guy just talked to me.
Yeah.
The problem is, I know better than most people know that doesn't mean this is the beginning of a friendship. And that's what happens is you go, hey, thanks. I'll see you on the road somewhere. I appreciate the comment. It made me feel good. And a lot of the times that means this guy's about to unload all of his, hey, can I come down? Hey, do you want to? My parents live in Poughkeepsie. I'm going there for Christmas.
What
and there's
size
an
shoes do
extra
you wear?
bedroom.
Size shoes.
What's your Astro sign? Do you like tacos? My favorite color is magenta. Hey, hit me back.
And then, all right, in the thank yous. And we've done so many thank yous since Bingo got back home of all the people who sent shit. We've said out loud, I'm going to fucking forget some. Sometimes Bingo opens shit she doesn't even tell you she opened. And there's so much of it. And one girl sent me an email saying, I was hoping for a thank you. I bought your stuff and I even sent a gift. And I guess this is a big kiss off to me. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like somebody did something nice expecting a thank you?
Yes.
Fuck you anyway.
Well, I wrote back. I go, I have no idea. I was very nice, which always works. Bill Burr talks about it. Like when you get hate mail, if you just write back something nice, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way. Then they, oh my God, I can't believe, I'm sorry I was over the top. Yes, that works. And I did that to her. I'm sorry. It's just been kind of crazy, as you can imagine, since we've been back. And I don't know what you sent. She sent me like it was another email that was a digital download, which I don't even know how to do. Someone who you might find this amusing. I don't even know if it's music or comedy, and I don't know. I used to have
Or the latest virus.
that too.
There you go.
I don't know. I've had an iPod for a while, and then I tried on my own because I was not going to bother Ggreg Chaille. I'm going to put on my big boy pants, and I'm going to put my own podcast on my own iPod. Because I want Bill Burr for the road, and sometimes Chaille doesn't get around to doing every single thing that is his one job. And I deleted every fucking song off my iPod, and I ruined it. So, no, I'm not going to download the thing you think I'm going to find amusing. And I would have said thank you, but it wasn't it was in an email. So, of course, it's not in the stack of shit we say thank you for, lady that I was nice to. Guess what? Didn't mean it. That nice email I sent, and then we went back and forth, and I said, hey, don't worry about it, but thanks. I'll figure out how to download this. No, I won't. I don't listen to shit on my computer. If I get a chance to listen to shit that I downloaded, it's the stuff that I listen to on the road that I'll never get caught up on, much less some album by someone you say, I thank you for the effort. I take it back when you bust my fucking balls for not saying thank you soon enough.
Now I want to know what it was.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just saying, if I reply and go, hey, thank you very much, sometimes your emails, they do mean a lot. I read one that was someone that listened to the bingo thing. Dude, he said, thanks for opening up about all the things that happened with bingo. My best friend had his head stoved in with a baseball bat the Saturday after Thanksgiving. He still doesn't know who I am. I cry every day. And that brought... I'm choking up right now when we were going through that with bingo.
Yeah.
So...
I was thinking of alibis.
That's just where Chad's head goes.
Since we're in the thank you mode, Sal Volcano is over the fucking top with this. He's like, he's got an addiction problem. My weird fetish, sending bingo shit or having his fans send bingo shit. But we went through, I think we were up to Chia Trump Pet. Then we got the prank envelopes, which, hilarious idea.
Great.
They're just envelopes with the return address printed. What was the
Everything.
Masturbation Society?
Oh, like embarrassing return addresses.
Ridiculous. Over the top.
A few of them are like
Really.
actually legitimate sounding. Porn of the month
Plausible.
club or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was funny,
creative.
and they also sent a trucker cap that says "I pee in the pool." He keeps sending shit. JT Habersat, thank you. Follow him at whatever. JT, Google it. JT Habersat. Morgan
for the
Murphy.
book.
Did I mention that she sent me this fucking ginormous Safeway gift
I
card?
think you mentioned it on the last podcast,
All
but
right, good. Well, Bobcat Goldthwait.
That guy.
I fucking love you, sir. Sent us some. God damn it, I didn't write it down. What's the brand
the
of
box
pizza?
is here somewhere.
Chicago pizza.
It's Chicago pizza.
New York.
I'm
I
gonna
thought it
give
was
a
New
plug.
York.
Is it over there? No.
Yeah, it was that
Thought it
came
was
this
New
morning.
York.
On dry ice. No, it's in Chicago. It's Tracy. It's out there, right the corner of the house. It's a box jammed in a box, a big box. No, at the corner of the little house.
Out on the patio where
It's
there's tons of
obviously
boxes.
something that's close to his heart.
Yeah.
It's and the box says someone really likes you. So
Right.
Tasteofchicago.com.
a tasteofchicago.com, and it is
Lou Malinotti.
Lou
Malnati's Taste of
Lou Malinati's Taste of Chicago.
That sounds good.
So yeah, we'll be cooking those up for
Yeah.
drunk Christmas.
Hey, no.
The parents leave. I don't want to say finally, like I'm waiting for them to leave, but in order to address my lifestyle, I can't start drinking at 10 in the morning on football when the parents are right here and Bingo's got things to do. And so on Sunday, I'm getting shit-faced drunk. Bingo, you can drive that day only. So, yeah, well, we're going to have drunken Christmas. Hennigan will take over for the parents. Bingo will be bartending. Who else? Bobcat. I don't even know if I've ever met Bobcat. He just reached out to me during this whole thing. It was the coolest thing.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, unexpected.
Huge fan. Windy City Heat.
Yeah.
Best comedy movie. It's not it. It goes beyond comedy movie. Whoa. It's like I've always, as you know, Impractical Jokers, whatever, hidden camera pranks. This is a full-length movie of one prank on one dude. If you have not seen Windy City Heat, you're not a comedy fan. You're not a comedian. You're not even a good person. And the Canadians sent just a package with a package of peanuts.
It finally arrived. I asked you about that about a week ago. The Canadians? Yeah.
The Canadians that stayed here.
Yeah.
Our
That's right.
Canadians.
They tweeted me and said, we sent something with peanuts and this and that. And I was waiting.
Just showed up.
There it is, guys. Your peanuts have arrived.
Yes, and they sent you $5 Canadian.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
They took. Did
love
we
the
talk about
Canadians.
what they did? They last when they left here, they went back north, and then they were jumping down doing extra work to make money, and then lately they went to South America. He took a teaching job, and that's where they've been tripping around for a while. Is down in South America.
Maybe that's why the package took so long to
Could
get
be,
here.
yeah.
Maybe it came with Canadian peanuts from South America, which probably breaks a lot of laws.
I think he was teaching theology
Wow.
in school down there. Tracy, wasn't that it?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
That's what he would.
When you said extra work, I thought you meant prostitution. So
Oh, no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
know exactly where the story
They were
was
getting
going.
work either in
Goes hand in hand with
Washington.
theology. It's perfect, Chad.
They were doing background extra work. They were they were just making money on the side, just
Good.
saving up to come back down here.
That's cool.
All right, here's a couple more emails from people. So the one I should have just, hey, my husband's a big fan and blah, blah, blah. And we listened to the podcast and we were on the beach in Brazil or fucking Belize and we were listening to the whole bingo updates. And his birthday is January 20th. Can you send him an autograph to Toronto, Ohio? And I knew I wouldn't. And then I just mark unread. Maybe I'm not going to get to the post office. So I'll just say happy birthday on January 20th right now. Don't listen to this podcast. Do not open till January 20th. Do not click on this link. Josh Kiersey from Toronto, Ohio. Happy birthday. Thank your wife for bothering me. I know I should have probably stuck something in the mail, but then we'd have to be friends. Sarah is moving to Sarah's boyfriend, Sarah, is her boyfriend wants to move to Bisbee. He came here once and he's in love with the place and he listens to the podcast and he's a big fan. And before I move there, I have a lot of questions. Well, here's your questions. let's go around the table. She's like, what's a good place to move to? What part of town? What's good and bad about Bisbee? So let's we'll round table this.
I tuned out during the first half of that fucking email.
Some lady is thinking about before she even visits to consider moving here because her boyfriend likes it. She wants to know all about Bisbee. So let's just go.
I think we're doing this backwards.
Yeah.
We need to ask her a couple questions.
Do we want you in Bisbee?
Yeah.
I mean, I can
I
tell.
vote no right now. I'm just going to say I don't even know what any of the questions are.
I
and
tweeted
vote
out.
no.
It's not for everybody, and that's a good thing.
It's well, there is something for everyone. Even Tom Konopka, I showed you that weird neighborhood.
Oh,
you know
we
the
were
one
talking with
nobody
Chaille.
knows
Yeah, yeah.
behind Safeway.
I knew exactly
He
what
knew
you were
exactly
talking about.
where it was.
Do you?
There's that one. There's another one, Wynwood, but you gotta if you get caught driving back there, you'll probably get a ticket.
How surreal that was.
But the old Wynwood neighborhood's behind on the right of the pit. If you drive where the cops park,
Yeah.
drive right of that. There's a dirt road that'll go back and around those water towers, and there's an actual neighborhood back there.
But is it legal to drive there?
I haven't
I'm
tried
talking
in
about
years.
this is the one, you know where the senior center is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's, I think, low income apartment buildings, which are still for Bisbee very weird to see just
Projects.
cookie cutter apartment buildings. They don't look like projects, but I dropped some old vet off there once who was.
They look
basically-
institutional, like it
Yeah,
was.
it looked like everything that
Yeah.
you would move in
You said
Vegas.
the Truman Show.
No, I'm talking about the ones before the one.
The ones
Then
prior
you
to
got
it.
that neighborhood that's directly behind.
it's like
all,
3 cul-de-sacs.
It's all big type houses, but
Model
not-
homes.
Right.
model homes. Yeah, cardboard
That look
cutouts.
like nothing
Nothing.
you'd see in Bisbee.
Nothing at all.
It's weird that neighborhood. It's like Grant, the hat guy, lives there. He does hats. He lives in that neighborhood.
Grant the hat guy does
Grant the
that.
hat guy.
No fucking
This
kidding.
one-
I was
Did he
wondering
take a
where he
turn?
lived.
This podcast has
Here,
turned
take
into
another
one of
puff.
those emails you don't want to respond to. What the fuck are you guys talking
Grant the
about?
hat guy.
Point being, Sarah, this is the you come to Bisbee. Don't
Absolutely.
ask me a lot of questions. Why, really?
Why even questions?
Before I decide to move there, I'm gonna email a stranger.
Move to
see
Tin
his
Town.
take. Yeah, there's a million different kinds of living in a space of 5,000 people.
Absolutely.
Restaurant. This is what I wanted a round table. I want to do a best of Bisbee that should be on my site. Breakfast. Where do you go? I'll start with Kenny.
Mornings.
Morning.
Morning's Cafe.
Yep.
I thought you would go the Bisbee route of Bisbee Breakfast Club.
That's second choice.
I like Bisbee Breakfast Club because you can get but that wouldn't be my guess. If I'm gonna go for something in the morning, I'm gonna go to Jimmy's and get a breakfast burrito.
That's
Jimmy's Hot Dogs.
See.
Hey, Jimmy's Hot Dogs. Let's cut a quick commercial. Hey, Jimmy's Hot Dogs. Did you come to Bisbee and went, hey, there's no fast food here whatsoever except for Burger King, which doesn't even count as food. Even on Naked and Afraid, they would bypass Burger King to eat a bug. What else do you have? Jimmy's Hot Dogs.
Yes.
I just found a card in the stack that was from Jimmy's Hot Dogs, left Bingo a card. How cool is that?
The best.
So, yes, Jimmy's Hot Dogs for sure. It's right across from Burger King.
Now I seem like a fucking panderer, but since they're open when I leave early in the morning and they're on my way home, breakfast burritos in the morning at Jimmy's is basically the only
Yeah.
place I ever have breakfast.
And they
too.
serve the breakfast out of that Airstream?
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
And-
great.
To
for-
11:30.
And for $5, you get a gigantic, like a fucking half a pound burrito. Of
It's 2-meal
whatever.
burrito.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. I mean, and that's something that they're fighting really hard to like. Hey, guess what? Best secret in town. We're open for breakfast. It's like no, enough people know. I think.
Yeah. They'll know more
good.
now.
Tom and I talked about this because we go down, Mornings is down here. We
Love
love the
Mornings.
people that run
Yeah.
it.
Sherry, everybody.
And we both agree. I like to cook my own breakfast.
Yeah.
Because at this
You can't
point,
top that.
I even told Mom this. My analogy was it's hackneyed, but at a certain age, you know how to cook for yourself. It's like no one can give me a better hand job than I can.
You told her that.
No, I was
Well, he-
talking
he
to
did
Mom.
now.
Well, he laid it down like a challenge. He didn't,
She got what I was saying though.
But I also like being a regular in a
She's gotta
place.
be
It's nice sometimes if you're in the mood to walk in with your newspaper, have a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
one scrambled egg and one piece of toast, and read the USA Today and see who you're going to bet on this week.
Yeah.
We'll get to you on that, Bingo, if you want to talk about this week's football games. But Jimmy's Hot Dog, I would go there for breakfast, but I want to hang out. I don't want to sit in front of an Airstream. It's cool.
Yeah.
And we order a lot of shit from them when we have people over. Their Italian sandwiches. We ate those exclusively during the audio book when we were taping the Digging Up Mother.
Yeah.
One of the best audiobooks of the year.
Number 7.
Congratulations. Dave.
Number 7
Congratulations.
most downloaded.
Yes.
Chad Shank.
Chad and
Greg
Chad
Chaille.
Shank, Ggreg Chaille.
Tracy.
Tracy, the whole gang.
Bingaman. Everyone but Jet Lacey.
Incredible.
Sorry, you didn't live here.
Hey, Jet.
So yeah, Jimmy's Hot Dogs. Go to Jimmy's Hot Dogs on Highway 92 at the cross street of Naco Highway. Across, when you see Burger King and you shudder and look away, you'll be looking across the street at Jimmy's Hot Dogs.
Reflexively, that will be your choice. But that, for breakfast, we just went around the horn for
breakfast.
what was best breakfast.
Also, they have like fish on a stick, fish and chips on a
So
stick.
you basically covered breakfast and lunch with
That
that
shit
one.
I haven't even
All
tried.
right,
over there.
let's cut to bars and best of Bisbee. Let's go with Kenny first. He's the local.
I'll plug my own, the Bisbee Grand, and then you go with Elmo's, the Queen.
I always say day drinking, the Grand is the place. Stock, if you get bored, you want like, all right, I started at noon. I want to go somewhere else for 3 to 5. You could go to the stock exchange. Nah, stock is good for
And I think that doesn't the
An
hotel have
hour.
a happy hour?
Which
The
one?
Copper Queen?
Yeah, they
Copper
do.
Queen would be happy hour.
Because they got that nice deck.
and you want to
Yeah.
watch the sunset
Yeah, yeah.
and you want to smoke. They have a smoking patio. Watch the sunset. It's got a great view. Copper Queen. Then, if you want Coke or a fist fight late night, you go to Elmo's. You want to go home with a story, you close at Elmo's.
We drove by there.
I'm going to mention the one that I don't even know the name of it, but it's I think it's the Silver something.
The 4-seater?
Oh, the Silver King?
Yeah, the Silver King upstairs.
The smallest bar in Arizona?
There's a bar room with 3 stools or something. Four stools.
That's
And it's
great.
an old room that they converted to a bar. It's nice.
I'd love to see that.
And
That's
you,
a great idea.
you get, and then they have a little meeting sitting area out front where people's rooms are.
Yeah.
wow.
There are, and then sometimes they'll have a band playing out there. It's very
cool.
low key. No fist fights. I don't know about Coke, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's low key and fun, and we've had a good time every time we've gone there.
That's,
Sounds like it'd be better Coke, if anything.
and that's balcony seating for the fights.
Yeah.
And you can watch the fights down below.
Yeah, the VIP.
I never went to very many bars in Bisbee, but when I used to ride my motorcycle around before I knew you guys and I'd go, there was a place right across from Elmo's where nobody at all goes. It was the brewery that was there, has a place there
It's
where you can
still
drink
there.
beer. And I'd go in there and drink like 3 beers and nobody else would come in.
Oh, it's
I would
pa-
be
it's-
the
That's a
only-
nice
busy
patio
now.
too. That's a
It's-
really good patio.
It's
No
a really
smoking.
nice bar,
Yeah.
but I get immediately put off by places that only serve craft beer or their own beer. Like, I know I'm a dick for drinking Miller Lite. I understand. I'm not qualified, but can you have some on the side? I have a lot of shit I'd never drink at my bar.
Make a shitty beer. Don't have the flowery notes
That's a
and the
great-
fucking lavender
that's
essence,
brilliant.
motherfucker. I don't like lilac. Give me fucking whatever the flavor of
Make a
Miller
shitty
Lite
beer.
is.
Make it flat.
That place always had that because I'm not right. I can't.
I
drink.
ask for it and they never have it. And not just that place, any place like that that is their own brewery. What's the one that tastes the most like shitty beer? I've said it a million times.
That's
and
the
they
way
give
you're
you
asking.
one.
You're usually the charming one. I'm the one that everyone hates, but I'll tell you, I've learned that what I say is I see the fucking thing where you know you don't recognize any. There's a fucking a horn and a fucking a
Yep.
chili pepper with
Yeah.
sunglasses. It's like, oh fuck, now what do I do? And I go, what do you suggest? I like a lager. Lager is a Budweiser.
Or
Yeah.
a Pilsner.
And then I'll have them say, they'll say, well, we have an IPA, and I know that's not a fucking lager. And I go, well, anything like, well, we used to have a Pilsner, but it's out. fuck.
Yeah.
And because it would be like Iroquois or one of these other ones. And then they'll always bring something. And I go, the only problem is I like lagers because I don't like dark beers. And they'll bring me a fucking stout or some motherfucking thing. They're fucking like, we got to get rid of it. Or this is what was closest to the glass. But you have to ask for something really light. And that's the way to do it. But like, shitty beer.
I'd say what's closest to corporate shitty American beer like Miller Lite or Budweiser.
And they're immediately insulted.
Get him out of this bar.
We'll just hand you the boot at the Grand.
Well, a lot of those places, they only serve beer. They only serve. They don't have liquor.
They have a tavern
No, yeah,
license.
that's that place. That place definitely only serves
Beer and wine.
But again, my only thing was that nobody at all was there. That's why I liked it. So that's
We have a drain boot that fills up throughout the day that you have to empty twice if you forget to empty it.
The overflow.
Yeah, it's like 5 different beers, and all mixed together. I'm like, they're still nice and cold and chilly because they're in the cooler. I'm like, you want a shitty beer? Here you go.
Bet the hat guy would drink it.
Wait, aren't you promoting your bar?
yeah, 3 cents a shot, man.
I didn't know. No.
Boot shots.
Boot. No,
shot.
that's no.
They used to pour out the mat, the bar mat right there. Those get full with whatever gets poured down the sides of the drinks. They call it Hairy Buffalo.
Oh, Christ.
But Bingo's dad asked me as I was giving him the driving tour of Tombstone Canyon, what you do for a living. And I said, I think he still works here, but I've never heard him talk about it or seen him there. Do you actually work there?
Yeah, I do.
At the Grand.
At the Grand.
Yeah.
I'm not just the makeshift Santa Claus that stands in the window. I actually do work there.
Who got that job?
The makeshift Santa Claus that stands in the window.
Reverend Derrick.
We put him in the basement after his week's over, and he sits there for the rest of the year, and then we pull him out again. He's got the Grinch to hang out with, so fuck it.
Yeah, good company.
You didn't like it? You don't like your enchilada?
No, I loved it.
She just ate shredded beef enchiladas, and she hates, even when I bring
It was
meat
good,
home, she goes, ugh, when I'm cooking it. Ugh.
Listen,
I
I
you
forgot
did.
about those
Everybody
enchiladas. I
thinks-
want to change my best bar vote and my best restaurant vote to
right
here.
here.
Yeah.
That's right. Right here.
But we don't need strangers at the gate asking if they can come in.
Yeah.
This is a gentleman's club.
Not on Christmas. I had a glut. I mean, it's been consistently more and more people. Hey, I heard you just let strangers stop by. No,
Strangers,
that's not how it works. And you know that's not how it works. Half of the emails. No. If you're in town anyway, and you send me an email that I happen to check, and we happen to be drinking and in the mood for, fuck it, let's.
Well, you have to wait for a response to your email. You can't just email and say, I'm coming in town and I'm dropping by.
A lot
you
of
will
people
get
do.
turned away.
And then
People
show up.
like, hey, my friend and I are traveling America. What should we see? We're thinking about coming to Bisbee. What else should we see in America? Oh, New Orleans,
Everything?
Yellowstone.
Orleans.
Yeah, Yellowstone. Exactly.
Are you driving?
Good,
Is
sir.
this a Southwest
Yosemite?
Airlines kind of
On
buddy
that,
pass?
on that topic, Ben, you got some fucking mail here. Why don't you email me?
Ben.
The RV Ben.
Oh, yeah, no, he still has some comics. He's from Philly. And before all the shit started, before Bingo even had her accident, there was shit for weeks. It started with, I don't know, some party, and then there was a tour, and then there was the Farts Festival, and then there was
Halloween?
another tour, and then Halloween, and then the Bingo thing, and then I missed a half a year.
All of football.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit about football is now like a comfort food. I still don't watch it. I gave up on it. I quit watching TV, basically.
It's 14-3, Philadelphia, by the way.
Well, I have these on, but I mean, all my stories, the bar rescue, all the dumb shit I used to just placate myself with. Yeah, that's done. But I like football in theory. Back home, back to usual shit. Tom's here. It's nice to show Tom the fucking lay of the land.
Yeah.
Konopka.
I enjoyed it. My
Kind of rediscover parts of it as you're explaining it to someone who's never seen it for a
Yeah.
while. I mean, I noticed that because today we drove to Sierra Vista, and we went up through the tunnel and everything, and just trying to think of things to say. But oh fuck yeah, I haven't gone up like you said, Tombstone Canyon. I haven't driven up that in a while, and then past that, or that little hotel up there that looks abandoned.
Well, just Kenny.
It's just little things, yeah.
He doesn't understand Kenny. So anytime
He doesn't understand Kenny.
well, anytime someone, whoever it is, comes over, whether it's Jet Lacey or anyone in the world comes over and they take out the trash just to be polite. Kenny goes, "Oh, they're stealing my job. Oh, now I'm going to be out of work." It's just a Kennyism.
Yeah.
And Tom was like, "Hey, I don't want to step on any toes here." Like, yeah, are you kidding? Yeah, that's what Kenny's alive for, is to step on his toes.
Well,
That's what
from
I'm
your
here for.
perspective. Here, let me stop.
I get what you're saying, Tom.
You see that? Yeah, I was just being polite. You know?
Keep
And I
being
like Kenny.
polite. Keep being
Keep
polite.
being polite.
Yeah, you know we love you, brother.
Well, we
I'm
also,
lazy.
Yeah,
I don't really want to work.
that's what Doug said. He
Oh,
said
don't worry.
It's all a
There's
subtle
no
hustle.
question. In the podcast listeners, in the local community, and our own social circle, there's nothing more crystal clear than you and Derrick don't really want to work.
I'll take work more than Derrick will, but I'm just saying.
They will both show up. And you go, "Hey, we really need your help. It's a big weekend, and I could use some help.
Yeah, which is
This
cool.
is paying work." And they'll both show up going, like they just worked a 10-hour shift as they're walking through the gate. "Hang on, I gotta get high first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Doug,
is there coffee?"
Hey, Kenny, let me hit that.
Yeah.
Their 15-minute break is 15 minutes into work, where they need to take a break for a while.
Hey, we get shit done.
I just realized that I'm an enabler in that situation. I'm getting high with these guys all the time. I should probably stop doing
No,
that.
don't.
Don't stop.
Bingo started
He's
this.
going, no, don't.
Bingo started this when this whole thing was getting built with the fences and stuff. That was back when Russ Dunn and the two local flunkies under him would come over to work, and Bingo would just come out. They'd just start at 10 in the morning. It's an early morning for
Crack at
Bisbee.
10.
And Bingo would come out and start pouring him rum and cokes. So by the time Russ Dunn, may he rest in peace somewhere. Actually, he wouldn't like peace.
No, he's
By the end of the day, we'd look out the window, and his job was like raking rocks when we're putting gravel in where the dirt used to be. And he'd be out there just cranking Rolling Stones and windmilling on his air rake and singing along to Rolling Stones. They're like, "Bingo, you can't start serving them at 10 o'clock." At some point, he kind of fired himself. Shawnee finally had to, after, 6 months of working, Shawnee walked. Hang on, come talking to Mike.
Did you see him
Come
though?
talking to Mike.
Doug, he got
Yes, you can. I can hear you. I can hear you
great,
from a
Bingo.
distance.
Sound great.
Well, you got to say it in the mic. Come say it in the mic.
dude. He got really good.
Bingo's vocal cords are fucked up, and she's still.
But they're getting better
Yeah,
and better and
except
better. They
something.
sound better than she thinks they sound.
No
they sound
shit.
a lot better.
No, I was just saying that
see?
he was on the top step painting it for hours.
one
hours.
step at the top of the deck.
And Shawnee finally had to say, "Man, I gotta let you go." And Russ was like, "I would have fired myself a long time ago."
Russ was the best.
Russ was the best.
Is the one death that I think affected me most out of all of our friends that have died, because he
Really?
was a daily person. Like
Yeah.
Hedberg, he was a good friend a long time ago, and in theory, but I didn't see him daily. Russ was a daily part of our lives.
So
and
was Amy and Derrick for me.
Amy and Derrick, yeah.
For me, they
For
were
you, yeah.
daily.
I didn't care for him myself.
You love them.
Good riddance.
You love the shit out of them.
Russ did
Who
the.
didn't?
Didn't they do the album, the one side of Sergeant Pepper's
Oh yeah, they played.
with Whiskey and Nowhere?
yeah,
That's
they played the Beatles on purpose. 'cause
Yeah.
they put together a band, which is Whiskey Girl and Nowhere Man could put it. If they're here, we haven't really had live music much since they died. Because
Chaille
there's a bunch of comics.
ukulele.
Jay Whitecotton, he can play. He's a comic, but he can play even harder than he can do comedy. And my brother and Russ done it, and they would just put together, as long as Whiskey Girl and Nowhere Man were there, they could make everything else work. Jam bands, constantly.
Yeah.
And without them, they're like, fuck, who else are we going to get?
Bird Cloud.
But I'm saying you can't put together a spontaneous band like
No,
they
you
could
can't.
do it.
You can't.
But yeah, we'll get back to that.
But my point being is that's one of the last times I saw Russ was when he performed with them, and they fucking nailed it. They played it straight through one whole side. I thought it was
Wow.
great. Yeah, it was fun.
That's not an easy
Yeah.
play either.
Because Russ was he was a DJ on KBRP.
Yeah.
And he was a huge fan of music. He would like
Yeah.
pour over. Was he living here for a while? Hit the house in
Russ?
Van Dyke? Yeah.
No.
I remember seeing him here a lot.
He was here all the
That
time.
could have been it. Yeah. I
He was
didn't
here
know what
all
the
the
deal was.
time.
Yeah. This was a while ago.
He'd never lived here, but he was here all the time.
He was always working on lists because he was always working on his song list for the.
Yeah.
For the
He was
show.
always working on something.
Yeah.
That's one thing I hated about him, because you look at him like he's this fall down fucking Skid Row, trailer for sale or rent kind of guy, but he's always doing something creative, and I'm not. I'm never doing something creative. I'm thinking I put it on a list. Hey, do something creative. Nah, I don't.
He's crossing things off his
There-
list.
I get the hockey package. It's on every screen. I'm not watching any of them. Oh shit, is football on?
Yeah, it's been on since we started that.
Oh, sorry. I haven't.
I've been watching Christmas movies throughout Christmas season. I moved my mic. I will watch Christmas movies of all fucking kinds, and I realized the theme is always the same: of horrible fucking guy who's saved by a fucking miracle. And then I realized, I'm like, you're the horrible guy who has him, and then I fuck it all up anyway. Like, I'm the guy who doesn't learn from the fucking ghosts. Like, fuck you, ghosts. I'm gonna fucking be a horrible motherfucker my whole life. I don't care about what you say. I hate Christmas.
I love Christmas. I'm a big fan of Christmas.
That's funny.
You are?
Yeah, I fucking love Christmas. I even like the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the lights, obviously.
Yeah.
Do they have lights downtown, Kenny? Because someone asked me. I think Dad, was it you or Dad asked me? Do they have like a?
I was asking.
That was Tom was asking. Do they do like downtown? I go. I don't go out. So
Yeah.
There are some lights down in Bisbee. It's not very many, but if you go down there, you could see the Christmas spirit.
all right, but it's not like a city thing where they erect a big tree and have shit across the street.
No, actually, if you just stand on top of the FunHouse here, you could probably see a lot of Christmas lights.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get unless you go driving.
I've seen that during one of the races or something. They'll put up the lights across the street, up the gulch there, or the tombstone, and then at 3:00 they're already taking them down. It's like, well, just fucking leave them up.
Exactly.
We leave our lights up.
Oh,
I've
absolutely.
got Halloween lights up
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a guy who full time has to put gas in the generator that runs those lights? You don't know what goes into these things, shit. Downtown business.
And then the
Generator.
guy who puts them up and takes them
Creating
down.
jobs.
That's
That's
so
creating
funny.
a job.
The guy with the generator.
You can bail out. You don't have to sit here.
Okay.
All right, I'll get Jet Lacey in here, and we'll get some more.
Yeah.
Jet
Thank you,
Lacey,
Bana.
you've lived here for how long? Come on in.
I've lived here for 6 months.
6 months. All right. So what's the first things you found about Bisbee?
Hey, get Jet Lacey a fat guy chair.
And a towel.
No, he's fine.
Hey, that fat. Come on.
And a towel.
Yeah, he's gonna squish down to bingo
Chad said
level.
that,
He'll be
not
on
me,
mic.
Jet.
So you moved here 6 months ago from
Kauai.
Kauai. All right, that's in Hawaii.
Yes.
Aloha.
That's for the listeners.
And you know,
So, what were the first things? How did you, without emailing me and asking me a lot of questions, move here all by yourself?
well, my wife wanted to move off the island because, you know, they kind of hate white people there and it gets old after a while. And
And you moved to America, where they were not really sought after.
yeah.
Close to the border.
And to be honest, I
How
heard the
Bisbee?
podcast
All right.
and you're always talking about Bisbee and I threw it out as a joke to my wife, Beth. I was like, hey, I hear Bisbee's cool. And she said, sounds great. And
Wow,
that's
I
it.
did that to my wife, and I said Reno, and she went, "No, I'm not moving to fucking Reno. I'm not gonna be living in Reno." I could have been in Reno. Sorry, Reno. Not all women have the same sense of humor.
She said she wanted warm and dry, and right now she's kind of not as happy about her decision because it's been cold.
And wet.
So you moved here based on the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
Back to what you
But
said
not
initially.
in a weird way. You just, I like the mountains. My sisters live in Phoenix, so it's 3.5 hours away, which is a good distance.
Yeah.
And I like being by the exit in case shit goes really weird.
The Mexican border fire exit. Yep.
8 miles away. And it seemed like the thing to do at the time.
So how did you pick this neighborhood? We live in the boring neighborhood for Sarah, if you're listening.
He doesn't live in the boring neighborhood.
Oh, I thought you lived.
I live on
you live on
East
Vista Park, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's Warren.
Well, yeah,
Beverly
but that's
Hills.
It's not old Bisbee.
Dude, that's
You
where all the
can't walk
action-
to the
that's-
fucking. Yeah, the action.
You know what? You're right. It's
You
not
live
as
on
good
the
as
Vista.
Berwick.
You're a muckety muck. You're a fucking high dollar man,
Dude.
I had no idea that you were a fucking mob boss.
You called for the gentrification of Bisbee, and now you're surprised when it happens?
Yeah, but not by him.
This is
You're
the base of
gentrifying?
gentrification.
Just look at him.
I took Tom to the golf course for a drink because I was showing him the whole loop. Old Bisbee, Saginaw, Lowell. I brought him to Naco, and we always stop at the golf course if we're day drinking or going over to get some illegal medicines over there. And so we stopped by, and I was trying to explain to him that the golf course is where, like, that's the high dollar people, and they're still the most low rent people. Kenny golfs at the golf course, and he's a regular. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Castle Rock Kenny for mayor of Bisbee. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So, what did you get to Bisbee? How did you find a place? Did you do that before you got here? Did you look around?
Well, actually, it's known here that things are haunted, and my wife got a job at Douglas Prison right away. She's an RN, and she rented a place on Upper Sims Road, which is just as you come through the tunnel. And it was haunted as fuck. She had never had anything like that. She's calling me in Hawaii because they wanted her to start right away. And she's like, I ain't staying in this motherfucking house one more night.
Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
And so we ended up seeing
Nobody warned her about tweakers. It was just tweakers outside
Or
stealing
raccoons.
pipes.
How was it haunted? How was it haunted?
You'd have to ask Beth, but because I was still in Hawaii trying to sell our stuff, but she said she was lifted up in the middle of the night and spun around.
Ah, that sounds like
And
tweakers.
she
That
has
sounds like
never
Twinkies.
done anything like that. She's an RN.
Did the ghost say, I can't come in this position?
I found
Bring
it
her over
strange,
for a
but-
show. I want to see that.
Well, when you say this town is known to be haunted, any town that touts itself with ghost tours like Bisbee does and haunted this and that means they have nothing else to promote. So you can say anything is the spot of a UFO sighting, a haunted thing, anything superstitious as a last resort for tourism.
Ghost Tours franchises that package. They just need someone to be interested, and then they look up the demographic. What's your tourism? Let me talk to someone in tourism. They find out what the numbers are that run through it, and they go, "We've been crunching the numbers. We think we could basically
Let me
sell
talk-
that we're haunting fucking Bisbee."
Let me throw to Tom Konopka, Las Vegas, Nevada. Do they have a lot of ghost tours?
Oh my God, endless. No, they really do. They do. All the tours. It's mob tours and
Yeah.
yeah. They that's a big business. This is where Bugsy Siegel got whacked. This is absolutely.
Oh, that's death tours. I'm
Yeah,
saying
we're
they
talking
don't
about
have to rely on,
as far as
it's
ghosting?
haunted.
Well,
No,
wherever
They have-
somebody died, you can claim there's a ghost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where there's a
it's-
million people walking by every day,
Yeah.
you
It's
can get some people to walk in and pay the money.
It's a later chapter in a marketing course, but it's a fucking chapter. I mean,
yeah.
The dead hookers alone.
Yeah, but if you go up north, like what all those Good Springs and Ash Springs, Alamo, all these old, they were all like silver,
Goldfield.
Goldfield, every one
Yeah.
of them. It's the haunted courthouse, all that bullshit.
I'm saying it's places like
a
that.
huge-
He
yeah.
moved from Kauai, where you're not laying on the beach getting a tan or
The
catching
garden
some
a lot of
waves, and they
Pocololo.
go, "Oh, you want to see the haunted wave tour?"
Yeah.
a lot of great surfers have died. They probably would.
It's the garden aisle.
Point is,
It's not the haunted
There's
garden
other
aisle.
things to do in
Yeah.
Vegas or Kauai.
just-
Here,
In Kauai, they
Uh-oh.
kill real lizards because they think that they eat a mystical lizard that doesn't exist.
happy
Back to the
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Mr. Mayor.
Derrick.
Happy birthday to you.
Hello, Derrick.
Hello.
We're
Derrick's
waiting
in
for
the
you to
house.
close this podcast so we
Hey.
can watch some football. Evidently, the New York Football Giants, who I was gonna bet, Bingo hit a skid. She went 5-0 after her accident, talking to Angels, and then she hit a 2-loss losing streak. We'll get her pick of the week. I'll tweet it. But right now, I was going to bet that the Giants win the Super Bowl. This is week 15. I think the Giants are going to be the ones who ruin Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm hoping they lose. I'm hoping they lose out so they don't even make the playoffs, because nothing is worse than the Giants winning. I think it's even worse than the Steelers winning, which I would used to say the worst would be the Cowboys winning. Now I'm hoping for the Cowboys-Raiders, and the Raiders beat them. And I hate the Raiders fans, but I still love the Raiders since Stabler was a quarterback. But it's a
Wow,
long
Kenny
story.
Stabler.
Anyway, Derrick, thank you for coming. We're just going around the board with things you love about Bisbee.
There you
You're compared to us, what are you, 5-6 years in to Bisbee?
5 now.
All right, so Jet Lacey was just talking about, we cut him off quick because you showed up. It's your birthday. And fuck you for having a birthday so close to Christmas.
It's always fun.
Tell people, some lady emailed me, but she's one of many. I'm thinking about moving to Bisbee. What do you tell them? What should I avoid? What should I do? What's good? What's bad? Where should I live? Where shouldn't I live?
All the best parts are the parts that some people hate and some people like. If you're okay with all the stores being closed after 10 o'clock, it's a great thing. But if you get the munchies at midnight, you're kind of screwed.
Well, we're all alcoholics. Other people can drive to Safeway at midnight, up until midnight. Circle K if you're an old Bisbee.
No hard liquor at Circle K. Beer and wine only. Oh,
After
no
2?
wine. no hard liquor, no wine, just beer. That's yeah.
Well, if you live in Bisbee, you start drinking early because there's nothing else to do. You're not
you
going to
gotta
have a
stock.
job. First of all, if you're looking to go to Bisbee and have a job, look elsewhere. You're not going to have a job.
Yeah.
And
Are
if-
you independently wealthy? That should be our first question.
Or
that they ask.
or,
Yes, to you.
or like Jet and Beth, she had a job waiting when she came here.
scouted it out and was
Yeah.
not deterred by ghosts.
25
spinning
miles away
around.
from here. She doesn't have a job here. She has a job
Yeah.
in Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, it's 25 miles without a stoplight. There is one, but it's always green. So it's an easy 25 miles. But a lot of people would frown on driving 25 miles each way back and forth to work.
But driving 25 miles and no traffic is fucking nothing.
It's
compared
25
to
minutes.
Exactly.
I think you guys are forgetting that you're driving 25 miles with no traffic to be an RN to people who are incarcerated.
It's a job.
probably not the fucking greatest thing in the world.
But it's a
not.
job- it's a job in
it's-
town.
It's a
Well,
fucking fantastic.
and that job's not going away.
But you're talking about traffic. Fuck traffic. I don't give a fuck.
My point being is like
Tucson's 45 minutes the other way.
25 miles in traffic could be 2 hours, depending on what freeway you got to get on in LA. And my sister-in-law did it for years. She drove an hour and a half each way to work and then went to work. And anytime in LA.
That would actually soothe Chad Shank's road rage, is to make him drive a 5-day work week in LA and then come back to Sierra Vista, where one guy's a dick.
We were talking about this before. It would actually just speed up the fucking end of things, because I don't understand, because Konopka was talking about homeless people in New Jersey, and I was like, do these people not have a suicide function? Who remains homeless in New Jersey and doesn't just commit suicide? I'm comfortable and I want to commit suicide all the time, and that's when I realized I think I'm just kind of a pussy about things. Like I couldn't live in an apartment because I would murder somebody else. That's the amount of horribleness. Not that I couldn't live in New York City. I couldn't live in an apartment building because I would murder another person within a week. That's the fucking horribleness that is my existence. So yeah.
All right,
welcome to Bisbee.
Let's close on Derrick. Derrick, how is your life going? Your hair is poofy and bouffantish, and
fantastic.
Your hair looks
fabulous,
like it's in the holiday spirit.
I'm growing it out in the winter and then cutting it short in the summer when it's hot.
All right, how's your life?
Good.
Everything good?
Just got back from Tucson celebrating my birthday with Bree. We had a couple of days in a hotel, a couple of fancy steak restaurants, and some good oysters, some really good oysters. I've been having a good time. The last week's been pretty much my birthday celebration at home.
Nice. And you're how old?
I'm in my 40s.
All right, but it's not a round number.
No,
Bingo had a birthday party that she hasn't even gotten yet.
We had the big 40 last year.
Yeah, but you celebrated 41?
Yeah, I was glad to have a great party for my 40th, and I don't need another one till I'm 50, if I make it that far.
Well, good. Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
We're happy to see you occasionally. What do you got, Chaille?
Well, we did the thank yous earlier, but then Chad opened his second box, and this is...
I thought you were going to say his big fat mouth.
I think
Hi-yo.
that's been the last couple of podcasts. I feel like I was quieter on this one.
Well, this is a very FunHouse Christmas podcast. This is
A more Christmassy feel. I wanted to fuck that all up because you were talking about your letters from people that were nice to you, and I get those too, but then sometimes I get stuff like this that's better. It says, my dearest, and it's on a new text document, which is still fucking imprinted in the top, which is funny, I guess.
It's like it's on a word processor from 20 years ago.
Yeah. It says, my dearest
smell it.
Chad,
Does it smell like mimeograph paper?
I might smell it. It smell like a detention slip. My dearest Chad, I stole this from the chapel in the Mountain Home VA Medical Center, Mountain Home, Tennessee. I am sending it.
This is a chalice that he stole.
It's a gold chalice, which
The
I have
golden, Holy Grail.
I've considered stealing from other chapels and places too, but I wasn't ballsy enough to do it. So this guy was. He says, I'm sending it to you so that if you ever decide to lose your shit and go on a killing rampage, maybe you'll choose to thin the herd of soulless, life-sucking, parasitic, inbred fucktards in the Veterans Administration. You could use this to catch a bit of their still warm blood and offer a toast to me just before the SWAT team breaches the door and sends a wall of hot lead into your body.
That is great.
And I would like to say to Jake in Tennessee that I'll do that when I go out in a fiery blaze of fucking hot blood. I'll fucking do that for you.
God down in a blaze of glory.
That was funny.
That's classic.
All right,
sir.
yeah, keep your emails coming. If we do respond, it would just that's all we got. We don't have more. We can't remember the friends we have. We can't remember the friends that we are. It's Christmas, and we're just happy to be here. We're happy that you're here. We're happy that Derrick's here on his birthday that's too close to Christmas. Tom Konopka's here, going blind slowly. Chad
But
Shank
in paradise.
is
What better place to no longer say?
he's going sane more slowly. Chaille, I haven't seen in a month, it seems, because we were night shift and he's working day shift, and Tracy is still pouring drinks.
We love you, Tracy.
Castle Rock Kenny is looking
Castle
as
Rock, the
tweakier
best.
as ever. Jet Lacey is a new blood, just like Sarah might be with her boyfriend. And thank you. We will Periscope on Christmas morning. Thank you, Impractical Jokers. See them, I think it's still Thursday nights. Thank you, especially Sal Volcano and Quinn, all the Impractical Jokers fans that sent us packages to open on Christmas morning. We will Periscope that. My Periscope is at Doug Stanhope, whatever, however Periscope works. Hashtag, it's Doug Stanhope.
No, it's at Doug Stanhope.
All right, good. Get the Periscope on your phone.
Follow him there.
Oh, and play my new special, No Place Like Home. It's now on a bunch of shit. Just find it.
It's on all the streaming services, and you can still get autographed copies at dougstanhope.com.
Yeah, that's the CD. The DVD will come out in February, but for Christmas, just make your family watch it. When everyone's awkward, well, Grandma, she wouldn't appreciate that comedy, and we don't want to get to go, oh, everyone loves Doug Stanhope's Christmas special, No Place Like Home.
Yeah.
We're all home now. Let's watch.
Exactly.
If you can do that and film yourself with a straight face with your family watching behind you, this is your mission.
That's it.
Film your, it's like 2 girls, 1 cup.
Exactly.
Film your family that will not appreciate my special.
Yes.
Cue it up to whatever point, because
But there's
they're not
more
going to sit through
converts
the
than
whole
you
thing.
think.
I say right before ISIS, the ISIS bit.
Whatever it is, there's there's a
reaction
bit
shots.
for someone. If Uncle Bob is a Vietnam vet, cue it up to that and play that on Christmas Day, and the best one will win a bunch of shit. How about that?
That's a good
Literally.
idea.
There you go.
Shit.
Killer Termites, you have a Christmas mission. 2 girls, 1 cup of No Place Like Home with your family on Christmas Day. If the Christmas tree is in the background, that's a bonus. All right, there you go. Got
love you
that.
guys.
Good night. Thank you. Merry Christmas,
Merry
from
Christmas.
the
Merry
Funhouse.
Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas to all.
And play Christmas from the Mattoid.